Hey, y'all. Hey. Greetings. Peace, y'all. Happy winter solstice. Blessings to all of y'all. Beautiful, sacred, divine, obedient, open, lighthearted, willing, courageous, bold, in tune, aligned beings. Okay. Hey, sister. Let me know if I'm talking about you. You who are tuned into the seasons, you who are grateful for the cycles and seasons of life, you who are in full acknowledgement that you are divine and connected to the divinity of all. Okay. You who honor each season, those that seem to be lifeless and those that are clearly full of what seems to be life. You who honor that even when it seems that it is lifeless, because of the reality of God, there is no way that life is not present. Peace, sister. Giving thanks. Give thanks. I give thanks for your obedience and tuning in to this winter solstice message and meditation. Thank you for joining. We're just going to hang on for a second just to give more and more people time to tune in. Let me know how's my sound. It seems like my video is good, but let me know how my sound is. Oh, thank you. Feeling like I feel warm. Thank you. Are you welcome, Miss Shora? Okay, Kim said it sounds great. Erica says it sounds perfect. Wonderful. I am grateful to be here. I am feeling deeply grateful. I am feeling eager. I'm feeling grateful for what is and eager for more. I am feeling connected. I am feeling aligned. I am feeling here for it. I'm feeling privileged. I am feeling strong, courageous, humble, submissive. Those are all of the ways I'm feeling. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Okay. Take a moment right now. Peace. Take a moment right now. Thank you. Take a minute to share this link with at least one person. Try to share it with 2 or 3. Tell them to tune in because you know this is about to be some good soul food this evening, going into this new season. So tell them to tune in. Tell them you need to be tuned in here. These are the traditions that we want to create, where we honor the season changes, where we humble ourselves so that we can be assigned our divine assignments, where we encourage each other so that we can keep going on our divine journey, living in our divine purpose, where we take a moment to step away from the world, to fall back, to lighten our heart, to breathe, to relax, to open our ears, open our eyes so that we can hear, so that we can see with the divine ear, with the divine sight, with the divine eye, so that we can see with our divine eye. We call upon our cells and our DNA to be present this evening for the word of the hour. We are calling on it right now. May we be present in this moment. May the perfect word for every soul that is tuned in be channeled today. May we be able to take that word and carry it with us. May we not forget it. May we not forget it. May we move away from that forgetfulness that we find ourselves experiencing. And may we stay in remembrance of what we are, who we are, of our divine assignments, and of the divine word for us. So take a moment right now. Share the link with somebody. Let me know who you're going to share it with. Okay, I see that Paige is saying she feeling ready. Allah is saying I'm feeling in tune. Okay, wonderful. That's it. That's all we got. How y'all feeling? Okay. She says she also feeling excited, balanced, open to opportunities, purposely present. I love that. I love that. Viva La World says she's feeling here. She's feeling. I can't see the picture, so pardon me. I'm gonna not say she or he. I'm gonna say they're feeling ready. Natalia says I feel present. Jackie says feeling peaceful, giving thanks. Viva La World says heart and mind is open. I love it. Chrissy K's Club, my sister, says I'm ready and excited. Ready and excited. I love it. Aisha, aging in. Okay, I'm not understanding. I'm calling out how we feeling right now. Miss Shura, calm, permeable, love it. Grateful, I love it. Natalia says I'm feeling open. I love it. Outfitted MBS says thankful and shifted. I like that. Thankful and shifted. I love that. Taya, am I pronouncing that right? Says grateful. Into says I'm feeling grateful to be off today to join. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Aisha says safe. I feel safe. I love that. I feel safe. Olive says she's feeling good. Okay, Olive. Wonderful. Oz says she's feeling happy. Yes, yes. Fire Goddess says she's feeling optimistic. I love that. I love that. Miss Sisters Keeper Foundation says feeling open. I love that. Allah says, listen, Spirit, she said, Spirit gave me a cold so I could take off from work to be here today. Okay. Giving thanks for all of the ways that the Most High make a way. However it goes. Asha says, grateful for completion and a new beginning. Grateful for completion and a new beginning. I mean. Amen, amen, amen. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Giving thanks, giving thanks. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Did we share? Give me a thumbs up if you shared that link. I challenge us to make it a tradition. Make it something that you do. Make it a ritual that you pay attention to when the season changes. We be so caught up in this life and in this world that we don't even realize what's going on around us. But the biggest outpicturing of the Almighty is nature. The biggest out, thank you for sharing, Jackie. Thank you for sharing, Miss Shura. Thank you for sharing, Allah. The biggest outpicturing of the Creator is nature. If you want to know the divine assignments of the universe, pay attention to nature. Our native beings knew what they were doing. Our indigenous people knew what they were doing. It's called pagan rituals and pagan celebrations. And, oh, this is the superstition. Now, of course, it's going to be called that. Of course. But why do we think that many cultures around the world still pause for the cause and celebrate and do ritual and meditate and they spend this time in contemplation and they pay attention and they give thanks for the longest day and longest night of the year, and they spend their time inwardly versus outwardly, and they give their offerings and they say their prayers and they do their journaling? Why do we think that? They ain't doing it for the gram. Lord help us. They ain't doing it to fit, look good. No, staying in tune. When you tune up with when you become in alignment with the natural flow of life and abundance and wellness and expansion, you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to force. You can flow. The Creator flows like a river and it is forever downstream. We oftentimes find ourselves fighting and climbing upstream because we're not in tune. We're not in alignment. So I'm emphasizing this because this is the winter solstice, and we are here gathering, giving thanks first and foremost. And we are here opening our minds and our heart up for a word. And we're going to close with a moment of silence, a moment of quiet, a moment of meditation, so that we can walk away from this with something that resonates with our heart, and we can carry it with us. Carry it with us. Thank you for sharing, me sister's keeper. You're welcome, Jackie. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So we pick traditions of this world. We pick up traditions of this society. And I'm not here to bash anyone's chosen traditions, but I am challenging us. What I am doing is I'm challenging us to create traditions that help us to create rituals and things that we do ritualistically that help us to connect with something real, something eternal, not just something that's capitalistic in nature or something that's transactional. We are not gathering here tonight in a transactional manner. We are not gathering here tonight to do a meditation so we can gain something. No, that's not what we're here tonight for. We are here to pause for the cause and be in receptive mode, to be spoken to be guided, um, to humble ourselves, to give our thanks, to give our praises for our life, to remember. We're here to remember. We're here to remember who we are, what we are. We're here to remember what the reality of God is. That's what we're here to remember. For those who don't use the word God, you know what I mean. Y'all feel your sister. Come on now, right? I don't even have to give that disclaimer, right? We in good company tonight. Am I right? All right. Is this family tonight? Can I just speak freely? Do I have to give any disclaimers? I don't mind doing it. Do I have to give any disclaimers? What is God? Come on in the chat room. Talk your talk. What is God? Tell me what it is. Okay, just so we can make sure we all on the same page, in the same chapter, on the same page. Okay? What is God? What is it? What is this God that you're going to hear me talking about all night? Because Lord knows I love it. Freedom and love. The Almighty. Grace. Just so we know, we clear what we talking about here. God is everything. It's the all. What we talking about here? Perfect and endless abundance and grace. I am that I am. God is the source of everything. Eternal loving presence. I love that. Eternal loving presence. ELP. He is all. Everything you need. Peace, love, and grace. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. All in all. This is what we're talking about tonight. He is simply. God is light. God is unconditional love. God is the higher presence. Also, goddess. Come on, somebody. God is the masculine and the feminine. God is life, and God is what we call death. God is omnipotent, omniscient, ever present, ever flowing, ever working, ever streaming, ever pouring. God is divine intelligence. God is the perfect provider. God is the all-knowing. Come on now. God is the essence, the vibration of life. God is a force, a life force energy that forever is expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting. God dwells within us and all around us. We clear about what God is so we can know what we're talking about tonight. Okay? Because you know, I'm a Southern Baptist gal. So, honey, I talk about God unapologetically, but I am clear. And sometimes when we talk about God, we may not know what we're talking about now. Sure enough, not talking about nothing separate from us. I'm not talking about some thing or person that's away from us, up in the sky, up in the... No, I'm not talking about that. Okay? No. God is, in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful. He is God, the one, the absolute. He begets not, nor was he begotten. There is none comparable to him. I mean, Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. Life, God is life force energy that always expanding and contracting. No beginning, no end. This is what God is. Come on, how it making you feel as we talk about God? You want to know how to pray? Some of your most powerful prayers? Remember God, like what we're doing right now. This is a form of prayer right now, what we're doing. We are in remembrance right now. This is how you pray. You don't have to ask for what's already done. Remember what God is so that you can be easy while the unfolding happening. While the unfolding is happening. That's what you do in your prayer. You ain't got to sit around and beg for nothing that's already yours. Just remind yourself of what you are as a child of God. What is your inheritance? What are you endowed with? So that you can calm down, relax, breathe, lighten your heart, let it go, drop into the heart space, be indwelling in the moment, be indwelling in your life. Dwell inwardly versus outwardly with the things that are fleeting and coming and going. Why not be with something that's eternal? Okay, I jumped into it. I think we had enough time to share the link, right? I think I done warmed it up. We good? We good and warm now? All right. Let's get into the message. I think we good and warm now. Who's new here? I see all familiar faces here. I want to say greetings to anybody who's new here. Give thanks for you joining me. I am one that like to honor the season changes, the solstice and the equinoxes of each year. Surely these are times that we should be grateful for. I am also one that loves God, loves life, loves oneness, loves the miraculous nature of this life and our being. And I am one that is experiencing in my life right here and right now the presence of God and the goodness of God. I have tasted the glory. I have tasted and I live in and walk in the mercy. And so I am grateful for that. And I tend to like to share my journey because I feel that I know that the Almighty has endowed me with passion and also a skill of teaching, and some say preaching, ministering, encouraging. That is a gift of mine. That's the gift that God has given me. And so I show up as one who tell my story, but also teach what I have learned. And I also say blatantly, unapologetically, that I am still living. That means I'm still learning, still growing, still flowing. And so I'm sharing what I have learned, but I also am one that will stand tall and say, and I'm still learning. I'm still shedding. I'm still growing. I'm still climbing. I'm just here walking alongside you. Okay. I'm just here sharing what's coming from my heart with in all earnesty and all purity. And as I call out the prayers of the Almighty to allow me to be a vessel for its words, I trust that it is so, and I channel as it wills. And that's what I'm here to do tonight in regards to this winter solstice and the season that we are in, and what our divine assignments are right here, right now, in the present moment. And so I speak that will be given to us through the channeling of these messages tonight and the meditation tonight. And I give thanks in advance for what we are about to receive. If you are in full alignment with that, from your heart, say amen, say Amin, say Ashe, or say whatever affirmative statement that feels comfortable to you. Amen. Amin, Ashe. All right. Give thanks. All right, here we are. So listen. I hope y'all enjoying this retrograde. It is a beautiful retrograde. We have never been in a retrograde like this. We've never been in a Mercury retrograde in the December month of 2023. A month of in this air age, a year that has been so profoundly um, full of revelations and rebirths and shifting and renewal and rejuvenation. How many of you all are feeling them? I'll tell you now that I have been feeling it, and I have been calling upon those of you all who've been tuning in to me and my new moons and full moon meditations, or my Sunday sessions. You know that I have been calling for us to get comfortable with crucifixion, get comfortable with dying before death, get comfortable with dying to self, get comfortable with surrendering, get comfortable with it. And truly, this is a season, a true season of rebirth. It is, we have been called for the longest at this point, for a little over 3 years, I would say, since about late 2018. The energy has been shifting, and it has been pointing us towards dying before death, experiencing the true crucifixion of this perceived self, so that we can not only be spiritual beings having a human experience, but experience being a spiritual being having a spiritual experience in this human form. That is absolutely positively the assignment. We are spiritual beings, and we are supposed to be walking this earth as a spiritual being in human form, just as the man they call Jesus. But let's think about the story. I don't know if many of you know the story. I'm Southern Baptist, so I mean, I'm familiar with much of the story, but those of you who may not know, just follow me. Here's the story of this spiritual being coming into physical form, having an absolutely spiritual experience. You follow? That's the purpose of the story, is trying to let us know. The story is written different in different religions and different languages, but it's the same story. We come into this experience as spiritual beings. You have to know there's something in the unseen going on for what the Quran call it, a clot, I want to say, for the clot to connect and become a human form, which becomes us. You got to know there's something bigger going on. What logic or reason made it where that connection happened in your mama's womb, and you were formulated, nurtured in her womb, birthed from her womb, and became this divine being that you are, with divine intelligence flowing through your veins, flowing through your brains, flowing through your heart, flowing through your organs, vibrating from your being, with the energy of healing that can come from your hands, the energy of creation that can happen from your mind. Do it, something has to tell you that there's something spiritual going on with your being. So truly, you are a spiritual being. And of course, if you are a spiritual being, then what kind of experience do you think you are having and should be given over to and proclaim that you are having at every moment in time? A human experience or a spiritual experience? I say we have been caught up in proclaiming and living out that we are having a human experience. We even say oftentimes, I'm only human. I'm only human. And that often come when that follows a statement of something you can't do. Now it's the hour for us to be courageous enough, brazenly bold enough, disciplined enough, committed enough, consistent enough, humble enough, open enough to live as divine beings, spiritual beings. And this is something, how do we live this out? This must be lived out in a sacred manner. One of the assignments is for us to remember that we are sacred beings. This walk is sacred. This life is sacred. Everything that's happening is sacred. The words that you're saying is sacred. The energy around you is sacred. Every acquaintance, every situation, every circumstance, everything that you touch, everything that you think, all of it is a sacred matter. So a part of that assignment of treating it like this life is sacred is for you to be more aware. Settle down, calm down, quiet down. Open your eyes and your ears, listen more. Stop trying to talk so much. Stop trying to fix so much, fight so much, force so much, explain so much, understand so much. Relax. Get in a receptive mode. To walk as a spiritual being, you have to get in a receptive mode. It's no mistake why this air age is being called the age of the feminine energy. At the essence of what feminine energy is. Don't be fooled by the faddish way of explaining and understanding feminine energy. I don't have to go into what I mean. You know what I mean when I say that. Feminine energy is receptive. Feminine energy feels. It's open. It receives. So in order to do that, you must submit. You got to open up. You have to be still. If you are one, let's say you a woman with the womb, you receive. Now you're getting ready to give birth. You have to submit your whole body to birth a healthy, thriving baby. You have to surrender to it. You have to give it what it needs. You have to move away from what you even want or desire and surrender. You become the vessel of this baby. So now it becomes a sacred process if you want it to be something that's whole and well and healthy and all vibrant and full of life. So even if you don't like the things to eat or drink that's healthy, you're going to do it. Your breast milk become the baby's medicine. That is the energy of the feminine energy. So take that example and think of how you are supposed to walk this walk as a spiritual being, to walk it in a receptive space. That's different from how we have walked it much of our years of our life. We have done it in a very get it mode, not receiving, go get. I got to go find it. I got to go fix it. No, sit back and receive. Be led. It's even scary sometimes when I talk like this to many people. Sound like you saying just lay down. You immediately, because you've been in survival mode for so long, you're scared of what I'm saying. Don't want to hear the words like relax, calm down, empty your mind. Oh, I can't empty my mind. Immediately go into panic mode. You're telling me to empty my mind? I'm a slave to my mind. What am I going to do if I empty my mind? What happens then? Be still. Oh, be still. Oh, here you go. So you just telling. So, I mean, faith without works is dead. Okay. Being still is work. Being still is work, is it not? That's work in itself, being still. So a part of the divine assignment is to understand that you are walking a sacred walk. This is a spiritual walk. And so keep this in mind as you're walking your walk, as you're talking, as you're moving about, as you're making your decisions, as you're going about your days. Behave as if you are walking a spiritual walk. create your routines and rituals as you are a spiritual being. Protect your energy, not in a defense mode, but in a sacred, honoring it. It's an honorable thing for you to protect your energy. Not in the space of, I don't deal with people. People, I can't deal with people. I got to protect my energy. Ain't nobody saying like that. I honor my energy. Because what I am endowed with energetically, intellectual, everything that I am endowed with is for the sake of the glory of God. And so I desire to glow on a daily basis. I desire to smile on a daily basis. I desire to have energy. I desire to be happy. I desire to be peaceful. I desire to be open when I walk this land. I desire not to be boggled down with my burdens and my stress. I desire not to be walking around with, burdened down so I can't even be present in this world. I can't even allow my ashe to go to flow. I can't even let the glory of God, that light that's like the lantern, that light that they talk about in the Quran, that nur, I can't even let it shine or glow because I'm so burdened down. No, you are a spiritual being. Protect your energy. Build your energy. Grow your energy. Honor your energy. Give thanks for your energy. Energy and energy. Energy and energy. God dwells in us and is expressing itself through us as us. So walk like you have a Godhead. Some of you can't do that because you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, you're having conversations you shouldn't be having, you're having idle conversations, you're having idle time, you're not spending enough time in remembrance, in prayer, in meditation. You are too weak to your vices and your appetites. You are too busy trying to figure out how you can have a little leeway that you can't get disciplined enough to fight the good fight so them appetites and those vices can subside so you can live in your light where it's not a struggle to be here, glowing, flowing, calm, grateful, open, graceful, merciful. You too busy trying to sneak back into the comfort zones. So the next divine assignment that I want to talk about is it's time for us to realize that as you are being called to be renewed and rebirthed, some things need to be put to bed. They need to be put to sleep. They need to be deaded. Deaded. Okay? We just went over one of the names of Allah this Wednesday in our Wednesday session. I think it was Al-Mumit. Al-Mumit. I'm pretty sure it was Al-Mumit. Al-Mumit, the slayer. That's what that name of God means. People don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that when you're talking about God. How can death be a part of God? People get scared of the death card when it's pulled. When you get a reading, here come the death card. Oh, we're scared of it. But there's a lot of dying that has to happen before you're able to be rebirthed. That's a part of the story of the man called Jesus that I first started to talk about. When Jesus started to reveal that, hey, I've been called here to die, the disciples or the disciplines, we're not going to get into metaphysics tonight, but the disciples like, wait a minute, hold on, wait, no, wait. Wait a minute. God, oh no, that's not right. Some of us don't want things to die. And they came into our lives so that we can experience it and the death of it. But you want to still hold on to it. I'm just saying. Some of us got to stop running from the death. Stop running from Al Mumit, the aspect of God that is the slayer. Some of us need that slaying in our lives. Slaying those old mindsets, they need to be slayed. Slaying them old belief systems, they need to be slayed. Slaying some of those appetites that don't align with your highest being, it needs to be slayed. Slayed with some of them comfort zones that it has you straight up playing yourself in your own face. It need to be slayed. I said this was the winter solstice message and meditation. So if you're tuning in for a meditation, you're going to have to get the message first. And I hope you're taking notes. Who taking notes? What was note number 1? I'm giving out divine assignments. I'm channeling here. Don't ask me to repeat. Slaying is divine assignment number 2. I might have done gave about 5 or 6 of them, but some of us got to stop running from the death. Die. Okay? Sometimes it's painful. Oof. Woof. Sometimes it's parts of you that you didn't even know were still alive that the Most High will reveal to you, and you have to allow the death, the crucifixion of it. So allow it. Pray through it, cry through it, talk through it to yourself. But allow it to be gone. Today, my whole prayer. I woke up this morning. I said, I want to go to the water. I haven't been to the water in a minute. Can I give a testimony real quick? I'm going to give a testimony. What we at? 37 minutes. All right. I'm not going to keep you longer than an hour. I'm going to share this. Today is the day for me to share it. I've shared it to some of you all who are a member of Oyun Ministries, one of the groups. I'm sure I've shared this, but I'm going to share it tonight. I had begun to do some prayers. And these prayers that I was doing, the earnest intention was for me to experience a death before death. So I was calling on the names like Yamumit and other names that mean the death giver, the giver of death and the giver of life. But I was focused on the dying part, the crucifixion part. Because my earnest desire is to be a pure, whole, open vessel for the glory of God. And I know I cannot do that if the ego is still holding on to things of this world, to experiences that create ideas of separation, resentment, anger, fear, guilt, shame, or any of those things. So my prayer was to be totally purified and to be a pure vessel of the glory of God, of the words of God, of the light of God, for my soul to be rejuvenated, for my heart to be renewed, for my mind to be renewed. This was the prayer. So I found myself in the Dominican Republic on vacation, still doing these prayers. It was around a certain time period astrologically where Um, it was some special prayers in addition to the ones I was already doing that I was doing. But main prayer was death before death, crucifixion of self, dying to self. So I'm in a DR. I'm getting ready to walk down the beach. I sit down at the edge on a stairwell at the edge of the building. The building is about 15 feet. Yeah, about 15, 20 max feet high. And so there's a stairwell that walks down, then there's the beach, and then there's the ocean. Y'all following me? Y'all here with me? I wanted to give it in its fullness. So I just want y'all to realize where I was as far as my location and the water. I'm on the stairs. The building is about 15 to 20 feet high. I'm on the stairs. Here's the beach, the sand. Here is the water, the ocean. It's oceaning, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in it. I know how to swim to save my life in a pool. I'm not getting into an ocean, especially if there's any way, shape, form, waves. Not doing that. Not interested. So I'm not even near it. Not even close. I sit down to put on some extra shea butter. And soon as I look down to open up the shea butter, I didn't even see it. I heard it. A wave, tall as the building, because it washed out all the patio furniture and everything. Everybody ran inside the building. Well, while they was running inside the building, the wave was taking me out into the ocean. There's no thinking. There's no responding. There's nothing but a uncontrollable, un I couldn't decide to surrender. I couldn't decide to, okay, just let the wave, I couldn't make any decisions. I was already in the wave. So I felt all of my body weight. I didn't feel like all of my body, like I was lifted. So I didn't feel any of my body weight. I felt like I was floating, being pulled. So I felt light as a feather, just kind of like going out. I remember that. That is what I remember. I remember that feeling. There was not water in my mouth. There was not water in my, I could breathe. I was breathing. And then I hit, it was about 5 boulders, big boulders, right at the edge of where the water and the sand kind of is, and you couldn't really see those unless the water was being drugged back out to the ocean. And then, so when the water was just there, you couldn't really see them, but they were there. I hit those, and that's what stopped me from going into the ocean. And then some of the brothers um, ran down to just kind of try to get me, and I could barely walk. I couldn't even. I didn't have my legs were like rubber. I couldn't even really think. But they would. I just remember them yelling at me, "Come, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up to the building." So I sat on the beach to get control of myself, and then I started to move up to the building. Got up to the building. Another wave came, hit the building. We went. So they put me inside. So they moved me inside. So I was fine. I was absolutely beat up, bruised. That was my second day of vacation. So, needless to say, my vacation was like putting my leg up to get swelling down and giving thanks to God Almighty for life, for health, for strength, for protection, for everything. You know, that was my vacation. But here's what's significant. It's so much that goes into that story that I won't take all the time to share it. But this is why I'm sharing it with you. Because remember the prayers I said I was praying. It occurred to me that my purse was on me. My purse has everything in it: my passport, my room card key, my wallet, my cell phone, and my shea butter, my prayer beads. It's a purse that you kind of pull it, you know, and it has the little thing, you pull it and, you know, you tighten it like that. So it was open because remember, I was going in for my shea butter. It was open. The only thing that got taken by the water was my wallet. My passport was there, my hotel key, my cell phone was there, did not get wet at all. My everything was there except my wallet. My identity. It's the only thing that was taken. And money. My cash, my US dollars, and some of their local money. And everything that was a part of my identity. My driver's license, my bank cards, all of those different things was taken. Thank you, the currency. I could go on and on about everything that was revealed to me in this experience. But one of the main things that I am sharing this testimony with you right now. After that experience, the biggest message to me was the only thing that is eternal is life. And we are privileged to experience life in physical form. These material things, these physical things, the people, the things, the tangible, this matter-filled world, this world, it's not eternal. But the God that dwells within us is eternal. And so as we're blessed with this physical world, the only thing that we should be even remotely attached to is that is within, that is eternal. That's the only thing that we should be attached to. We shouldn't be holding on to anything. Anything. If we want to truly be the light of God, an expression of God's glory, then the best thing for us to do is to be empty. To be empty of anything you perceive yourself as being, be empty. Get clear about what that emptiness is. And from that place, allow God. Receive God. Move in God. Walk in God. When I tell you, I wasn't walking gingerly or lightly because I was hurt after that. I began to slow down, walk slower, pay attention, be more conscious, be more present, even more and more. Out of honor, out of gratitude. The confirmation that prayers are being heard, the confirmation that no matter if Al-Mumit has to come, the slayer has to come, you are still given mercy because Allah is especially merciful. There was still grace. The calling, it was God that led me to do those prayers of death before death. It was God that answered the prayers, and it was God that protected me as the prayers were answered. And it is the Creator that helped me to see what is to come of it all. It was a great experience of God in a holistic manner. And it leaves me saying unapologetically, boldly, loudly sometimes, with much passion, allow yourself to surrender. Die. Let it go. Whatever you need to do to die to that thing that's holding you, let it happen. Giving thanks after that, so much forgiveness happens, so much letting go, so much purging, so much reconciliation, so much after that happened, so much letting go of things that I didn't even know that the soul was still holding on to. I didn't even know that the wound was still there. I had no idea. Things start coming full circle. Retrogrades start bringing things back up, and I could see why the retrograde, what I could see why it was being brought back up. The leaning in started to happen, leaning into the anger, leaning into the triggers, leaning into all of it, just so I can see what are the thoughts I'm having. Maybe why is this happening? Why is that happening? Everything started to be more clear, but you got to empty yourself, let go of that resentment, let go of that fear, let go of that anger, empty yourself. What are you to be angry for, resentful for, shameful for, anxious for, fearful for if you are empty? What is there? This winter solstice, this one right here, December 21st, 2023, as the moon is in the phase that it is in, as the planets are retrograding, trining, squaring, aspecting, all that in the exact position that is in right now, we all are being called to empty ourselves. And this takes courage, commitment, steadfastness within yourself, because you're not going to be guaranteed that your spouse, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your friend, your whoever is going to be on the same exact page as you. And it's not necessary, because the calling is your calling. It's not a conference call. Give thanks when you're in accompaniment with people who are on the same page, but don't require it for your validation or for your commitment. This is an inward job. This is a you job. This is your work. You have to do it. Nobody has to see the work that you're doing. Nobody has to give you any praise. That's not what it's for. It's for you to do the work so that you can, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, you can't let it shine if you don't do the work. So that's the message. That's the message. We're spiritual beings having a spiritual experience, whether you knew it or not. And now, because we're in the air age, you should know by now. You should feel it. You should see it. Clairvoyancy should be high. Telepathy should be high. Your dreams should be off the chain. You should be feeling it. What your inner being is questioning the dogma that you may have been under all your life. You may start feeling uncomfortable in places you used to be comfortable. Things everybody should be feeling it right now. If you are alive and well, You should be feeling it. I think there's something greater going on here. Everybody should be clear by now. Because of that, then now it's your time to realize what that really means and treat your life, your body, your mind, your environment, your calling, your gifts, your everything as such. That there's something greater than this, what I perceive myself to be going on here. So what do we need to do? Do everything that we need to do to raise the vibration, raise the frequency, keep your heart light, keep peace as the fragrance that you walk with, keep joy as what you aim for, harmony as what you desire. And when it's chaos all around you, keep poised in your power. What is power? Spiritual power, real power. The deeper meaning of power is the ability to govern your thoughts and your feelings as you are experiencing life. Stay in the middle. Don't get too excited. Don't get too mad. Stay right there. Because whatever is happening, it's all in alignment. Stay in the middle so that you can hear. Stay in the middle so that you don't start to go on a detour. Stay in the middle. What's the middle? Stay grounded. Keep your heart light. Relax. Breathe. Don't get too entangled. Observe. Don't absorb. Feed your soul often. Pray often. Get quiet. Be still. Relax often. Affirm often. Instead of thinking of the worst case scenario, think of the best case. Instead of thinking, don't think, as a matter of fact. Relax. A part of this raising that frequency is dying. You got to die to this self. Let me tell you something about this ego. We give thanks for the ego, but this ego has to be brought under the servitude of the Almighty. It has to serve God. It has to stand up for God, not your comfort zones, not your limitations, not your fears. And that is typically what the ego wants to stand up for. It wants to stand up for your comfort zones. It wants to stand up for your fears, stand up for your thoughts of limitations. That's what it stand up for. So as soon as spirit start talking to you, here come the ego, invoking the double-mindedness. You have to be standing your power, your spiritual power, the ability to govern your thoughts and your feelings and keep them in accordance to divine mindedness. Is the message clear? We're in a retrograde right now. How beautiful is that? Think about it. We're also moving into a full moon. Come on, somebody. Huh? Beautiful timing. So, practically, Queen, what are we supposed to be doing during this winter solstice? Purge, let go. Be quiet more. Be quiet. Be still. Pay attention. Journal. Jot down your dreams. Pay attention because God is talking all around you. If this the animal, the insect, the whatever keep popping up, look up the totem meaning. If you can't seem to get past that resentment, you can't seem to get past that feeling you have, or that you can't seem to get you some support, get you some help. Stop burying it. Stop eating it away, sleeping it away, sexing it away, drinking it away, smoking it away. Stop. Don't bring it into the new year. And I'm not just talking about January 1 as the new year. I don't think I have to give that disclaimer, but we're going into a new year, a new season. Don't bring it into the spring. Let this winter be the season that as we are being called to be in a dormant state, that we renew, we rebirth, we rejuvenate, we reconcile. We do all the reads that's necessary so our gardens can blossom new flowers. You can tell what's going on with your roots by the fruits that you're bearing. Look around you. You don't want them same fruits, then you need to clean out the garden. You need to uproot some stuff, clean some stuff out, and plant new seeds and cultivate those new seeds. How do we cultivate them? With words of affirmation, with actions that are affirmative, with thoughts that are affirmative. Has a word been heard tonight? Has it been received? I'm here for it. I'm all ears. I'm receiving. Somebody say, yes. Woo, child. Yes, ma'am. Miss Shura says. Kim says, heard. Peace to you, Kim. My prayer is that we really begin to truly honor and value and love our being and see it as the privilege it truly is. And in the face of discomfort, but clarity on your direction, I pray that in the face of that, we can still be courageous enough to push past our comfort zones and our egos to allow God to wow us. There are things as you move forward that you would have never thought that you would do. There are things that you never thought that you would think. There are things that God is going to call you to do that you wouldn't have you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have thought it. You wouldn't have said it. Trust. Because you know when God is talking to you. And I'm talking to every 57 people, all the 57 people on here. You know when God is talking to you. Stop faking yourself out. Type heard in the chat room if you hear me. You know when the Almighty is talking to you. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you don't supposed to be doing. You know what and who's supposed to be there. And you know what and who don't supposed to be there. You know what you need to be letting go of. And you know what you need to start doing more of. You know. Now, I don't mind helping you listen to the Most High. But I'm going to say to you right now, you know. And when you sit in front of me, either here in person or virtually, when you book that session, because you say, I don't know, Queen, I just don't know. You know what I'm going to say to you? You know, now tell me. And I'm going to wait until you tell me because I'm challenging you to listen because you know when God's talking to you. Let's stop playing ourselves. Oh, divine beings you are. Oh, spiritual beings you are. Oh, vibrational beings you are. Oh, intuitive beings you are. Telepathic beings you are. Please. Come on now. Just because you don't want to hear what God got to say don't mean you ain't heard it. Oh, Lord, no, God talking to me right now on a certain situation that, I'm like, Lord, you're going to have to help me. Lord, you're going to have to help me. Say, that's okay. I'm just going to continue to empty you out. And I'm here for it. Empty me. But I'm going to tell you, I'm calling for help. Help me. Because I want to say something. I want to do something. I want to help me, Lord. How you just going to call me like this? How you just going to leave me over here? Woo. Lord, you're going to have to help me now. You know how this ego is. Take all the double-mindedness away. Take all the anger away. Take all the skepticism away. Take all of it. I'm just saying how you got to be sometimes. But one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be talking my talk, but I'm going to keep on walking in your footsteps. I might whine and I might fuss and I might, but I'm not going to turn around. I'm with you. I'm with you. But Lord, you know your daughter. Come on now, you know how I am. And you know who my mama was. You know who my daddy is. You know my bloodline. So I know you got the help for me. Okay, I'm grounding myself. Okay, the help is for me. You know me. Show up exactly how it need to be show up for me specifically, uniquely for your daughter. These are the prayers, y'all. I'm laughing, but this how I talk to the Almighty, which dwells in me. This how I talk to my heart. Speak to my heart. Yes, this how I talk to my heart. Okay, now. Most High know me. So if I'm being led here, that means I'm going to be fed here. So, okay. All right. I'm done. All right. We give thanks for the word this evening. We give thanks for this great channeling of the food that was necessary for all of us to be fed. I pray that we were fed greatly. I pray that we are full. I pray that we are able to receive it. I pray that it resonates in our hearts. I pray that it is encouraging, empowering, even if it stings. I pray that it still empowers us. Grow our courage. Grow our optimism. Dissolve the fear. Dissolve the angst. Dissolve the fantasies. Ashe. Ashe. Give thanks. Give thanks. Thank y'all for listening to you, girl. Let's get into some meditation. Y'all want to close out with some meditation? We're doing good time. We're doing good time. And I said I won't keep y'all more than an hour. It's been a little bit over an hour, but I think it's okay. Sometimes the word's so strong, it got to be a little long. But, we all right here, right? Everybody's still here. I give thanks. I give thanks. Let's go into some meditation. Let's settle down a little bit. Go into some meditation. Before we go, just sit right here in this moment and give thanks. Give thanks for this word. Give thanks for these reminders that you're getting. Give thanks for the aha moments that you're experiencing. Give thanks for the hearing. Give thanks for the hearing. Right? Give thanks for the resonance. Just give thanks for life right now. You may have a lot of work. You may perceive to have a lot of work to do. But that's because you perceive, and let that go. Empty yourself of even the perception of the work. It is what it is. You are where you are. Life is life and how it's life, and it's okay. The grace that's needed, the mercy that's needed is already present. So just flow with it. Flow. One thing about that feeling that I felt as that wave had me, I've never, ever, ever felt that light in my life. Nothing I could do, nothing I could say, nothing I could figure out. Just being totally taken. It's a glorious feeling. And every time I contemplate and pray on emptiness, nothingness, oneness, every time I contemplate that, I'm so grateful that I experienced that, because that's the feeling that I get to when I calm down, sit down, slow the breath down, slow the heart rate down, get into a space of silence and stillness. I get to revisit that feeling every time. That's a feeling I never forget. It is a feeling that I give thanks that God